I'm literally at 8.2%. I didn't need a calculator to do that. It's for the public watch hours that I need it. Let's try this again. Welcome to Vlogmas. Day something or another. Hello. Welcome to Vlogmas day 7. My bad for the loafing. I realized that even for YouTube, if you're a procrastinator, YouTube is probably not the way to go, because there's no one holding your hand to be like, oh, Cynthia, you should get a video up today. My brain is telling me I should, but Anyway, so I have a how to make an Oreo cheesecake video coming up right now, right after this segment, but I just want to give you guys a very quick YouTube update. It's December 17th today when I'm filming, and I started YouTube on Sunday, September 22nd. So roughly we're at about a 4-month mark right now, and it's crazy. Technically speaking, I personally, I feel that I am going up at the rate that I kind of am okay with. At one point, I was basically getting 1 subscriber per video, and I'm like, fuck, does that mean I have to make 1,000 subscribers before I can even fucking get to that threshold? But now we're averaging a little bit higher, so it's better. I'm just logging onto my computer right now to give you guys my updated stats, but I'm pretty sure as of right now, in about 4 months, a quarter, I'm at 82 subscribers, and I'm at something hours watch time. I'll find out those exact details and insert it as my YouTube thumbnail. But I think it was like 8% or 6% or something like that. So that's nice. And I feel good about it. I feel that my strategies are working. Not that I have strategies. I have a few things. So what are the things that I've done so far? I've done the whole flyer thing, and I've done the t-shirts. And I actually was able to ask my gym if I was allowed to put like a little flyer by the water fountain bulletin board. And it's funny because I went to the gym later today. Like normally I go from a certain time, but today I went later in the evening, and I saw one of my boys, and he was just like, yo, like, it's official now, eh? Because I was wearing my t-shirt and everything. And I'm like, yeah, man, of course. Like, I gotta self-promote my shit. And I asked him if he saw the sign, like, by the water fountain. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I saw it. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta do that shit too. And, like, that's the thing. Like, it's funny because I'm like, fuck it, shoot your shot. Like, I'm printing flyers. It really wasn't that expensive for me to print. I think altogether for my 1,000 business cards, or no, 500 business cards, 50 flyers, and a mouse pad, it was like less than 40 bucks, and that was including shipping. So I'm like, yo, bro, like, that's fine. The t-shirts were expensive, and that same person, he hooked me up with someone that potentially will print shirts for me for a better price. I even also noticed that Vistaprint print shirts. I was kind of scared in the beginning because it's my first like shirt that I'm making, and I obviously want to make sure that it looks good and it doesn't look weird. But now that I know it's actually super simple to do, I'm probably going to test run one on Vistaprint, and depending on how that goes, I will see what's good and print more. Because I want to give some out to people too, and ideally, if I could have, I would have done it for this year, but I think that's a little hectic. So maybe next year, or when we reach the 1,000 subscriber mark, or even halfway, I'll start doing some giveaways. So I'm at 82 subscribers out of 1,000 that I need, which works out to be 8%. But public watch hours that you need is 4,000. I'm at 237 divided by 4,000. I'm at 6%, which is 2% lower than my subscriber count. But I feel as your subscriber count goes up, automatically your watch hours are going to go up. And obviously in the beginning, a lot of people aren't watching like all of your videos and the full length of your videos, but I'll take it. And I've noticed that other people in YouTube, like they mentioned that they usually get the subscriber count first, and then they get the hours watch time a couple weeks or a couple months later, depending on how frequent you're uploading. Back to the flyer thing. I put some in some areas that I'm around usually, and there's actually one lady who's just like asked me about a video, and like I know her in regular life, like in real life, but she also saw the flyer, and she was telling me about it, and I'm like, yo, like, she actually told me about it this morning, and I'm like, yo, that's so weird. Like, I don't know, like, it's weird that people actually watch my videos. I know I obviously, like, I know that I want people to watch my videos, but the concept is still weird. Like, it's so weird because I did not think I'd be making videos that people actually want to watch, right? But I mean, I'm doing something, right? No, but it's cool. It's really cool. I really like it. There's obviously moments where I, like, for example, I uploaded a video on Saturday, and these last couple of days I've just had some stuff to do. My brother's coming home soon. I just really want to make sure that, like, the house is set up so that, like, you know, everyone can chill peacefully. And also he's bringing his dog, which we've never even had a pet before, so we want to make sure that there's, like, nothing for the dog to chew on, or, like, it's just safe for the dog, you know what I mean? So just a little bit of decluttering, and that's why I kind of started early and we're working our way through, but now it's kind of like crunch time. It's gonna literally be here in 5 days and I'm so fucking excited. It took me like what? It's Tuesday, December 17th and it is 8:03 p.m. and I'm filming this. So by the time this video goes up, if I'm lucky, it'll be 10, but I feel like it's gonna be like 11 p.m., which is kind of hectic. And ideally I would like an 8 o'clock upload time or 6 a.m. upload time, but it is what it is. I feel like I'm doing it in such a casual, like, I don't give a fuck. It's not that I don't give a fuck. I just think that it's gonna happen. And like, as much as I want to put like all this pressure on myself and be like, I need to do 1 video a day and like I have to do it and da 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 da, and like it's Vlogmas, which by the way means you upload 1 video a day, preferably a vlog style, whatever. Like, it's all fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, if you don't, you don't. It's cool. Like, move on and do it the next day, right? And even for Vlogmas particularly, I know there's a few people that I follow on YouTube who find doing 1 video a day leading up to Christmas is very, very tough, because you're literally filming, editing, uploading, filming, editing, uploading. Like, it literally is just non-stop. I haven't even been doing it like that. I've been trying to do 1 video a day with 1 baking segment and how to track it, just so people are aware for the holidays. I'm not tracking shit all for holidays. I haven't even been tracking properly these last couple of weeks, but in terms of if you wanted to be aware of like what you're eating, that's what really tracking is. It just tells you that 1 chocolate bar could have this many calories and this other option could have this many calories. That's all that it is, and it kind of brings you awareness, right? So even right now I feel like I'm a little chubby bunny, but honestly I'm not concerned, because of the fact that this is literally like, even if I fucked up all of the month of December, which personally I feel like these last couple of months on my cut I've been like fucking around heavy, right? But as far as I'm concerned, January's around the corner and I'm not writing it off. Like, I'm still going to the gym. I'm still trying to do intermittent fasting. I'm still trying my best to get my protein in. I'm still trying to eat healthier, even if I'm not tracking. Like, I still try to have 1 salad a day. I still try to have my protein smoothie, etc. I do know that the next couple of weeks, like, as far as I'm concerned, when Johan comes, it's funny because he was like saying how he's like, bro, my dress pants are getting a little tight. I'm like, fam, it's gonna get worse. Like, I'm excited for Johan to come home because there's so many delicious foods that I want to eat with him and like, you know, enjoy with the family. But we are planning to go to the gym regularly. Like, I have a membership where I can bring a friend to the gym. So we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna walk Rocky. We're gonna try to go rock climbing or something like that. So I'm not even concerned. Like, I know this was supposed to be becoming a YouTuber update, but this is just a life update too. Even just with starting YouTube, I know that I haven't been as optimally organized as I would like to be, and I think that's because of the fact that it's very hectic and chaotic and all over the place. However, similarly, I do feel like I'm getting more used to how I would like it done. For example, I made a note a couple weeks ago and I was just like, honestly, it seems like Monday is not an upload day for me. And I think the reason why is because Saturday and Sunday are prime upload days. So if that's the case, then upload for Saturday and Sunday, get footage, and get yourself organized, and then Monday you can do like a Monday meal prep or Monday motivation video that you get ready for like Tuesday release or something. I didn't explain that properly, but basically Monday's no go. Second thing I've concluded is that highly likely 1 video a day is a lot, and more than not I would say it's better to do 1 video every other day. So that kind of gives me 1 day buffer to be able to like film, edit, if I'm lazy, whatever. And again, I'm not committing to anything. Like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, especially right now when, again, I haven't even met the threshold to be able to make any money. Of course I want to make sure I upload videos for you guys and stuff just to build that, but at the same time, again, like, I remember like when I first started Vlogmas, I was like really like, fuck, I'm so behind. I'm like 10 days behind, and I'm like, yo fam, it's your first year doing this. Not even first year, it's your first 4 months. If you don't do 25 videos in a row, that's fine. No one's gonna die. I am gonna try to vlog all the way up until January 1st. Like, I'm gonna have videos sporadically up until January 1st or January 2nd, I think, and then I'm gonna take January 3rd, 4th, 5th off, and I'm gonna come back on January 6th. I don't know, something like that, but I have it in my brain. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. I also feel like in the beginning I was really trying to get my videos going. I was trying to like organize my life and help my mom and do all the things that I need to do, but I made time last week to see some of my friends that I haven't seen in a while. I actually saw one of my friends that go to the gym that I haven't seen in a very long time, and honestly it was so nice. And that's the thing, like, as much as you're on YouTube and doing these videos, it's like I'm really talking to a camera. I'm talking to you guys as if you're here and listening to me, but in reality I'm talking to a camera. So it's nice to be able to step outside and like take a break, because it's like you edit a video. Like right now I'm recording this video. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna start editing all the clips, and then I need to post it, and then I need to promote it, and then I need to make sure everything's right. And it's a lot, and it's easy to get like wrapped up in it because it's like, okay, let me do the next thing, let's do the next thing. But I think you have to have the balance, and seeing your friends and family and like enjoying some time is cool too, right? So my last point that I just learned about myself in these last couple of months is that truly, I'm not gonna say it right, but I basically crumble under pressure. And what I mean by that is that when I set a specific goal, like say I want to say I'm gonna do Vlogmas, I'm gonna do 1 video a day, almost always I never come through on that. And I think it's because I crumble under pressure. I kind of overthink it, I don't believe in myself, and then what happens is I just end up flopping the whole thing altogether. Whereas I have noticed, especially recently, that I'm much more successful when I just silently do my shit. Just do your shit. Don't say when you're gonna upload, don't say what you're gonna upload, just fucking do it, right? And I know that goes against like a lot of people's like goal writing and stuff like that, but I think before you take advice from anybody, you have to understand what works for you. I've been doing it this way my whole life and it hasn't worked, right? Whereas now I'm starting to see the correlation between me putting pressure on myself to be like, I have to have this done by deadline, whereas when I remove that, I'm significantly more likely to get to that deadline and maybe even be early. It's just that my brain is like, it's almost crumbling under pressure when I'm like, oh fuck, I have to do this, I have to do this, I haven't done it, and I basically twitch and die, like crumble, you know? So definitely something I learned, and it's weird, and I was telling Johan about it and he's like, that's fine, like who cares that it's like that? You're doing what works for you, and I think that's part of it. I'm learning so much about myself. I'm learning to shoot your fucking shot, fam. Like, bro, you thought shooting shots for boys was hard? Soft. You can do that. You can do YouTube, no problem. Like, honestly, YouTube is mad fun. It's funny though because you go through like those wave of emotions. Like I feel like these last couple of days, like I haven't been wanting to like upload videos because I've had other stuff on my mind. I feel like Joanne's coming. I just finished wrapping all my Christmas presents and it's been hectic, right? But then at the same time, like now that I started and I watched a few YouTube videos, I'm like, okay, ready to go. Okay, last thing, which is that one thing I will say, I think part of the reason why like these last couple of days I didn't want to upload is that right now I feel like one of the trending topics on YouTube is being very honest and being very real and being honest about like how much money you're making on YouTube. And as a result of that, like there's one girl who's really awesome and I'm actually going to go through her videos later on this month, but her name is The Content Bug, and she basically talks about YouTube videos and how she makes money and all the different things. And I love her advice. Like the fact that you're giving all this advice is awesome. But you know when you're doing something and you almost have way too much information and you're basically like paralyzed by how much information you have, it's like, where do I even start? And so I'm starting this by doing it as a hobby. And remember, I'm trying to get a full-time job so that I can really do this as a hobby and take my time, enjoy it, not like force myself to get views, force myself to get subscribers, not selling my soul to the devil to get it, right? When I see all of this advice on like so many different channels about what you need to do, it's generally the same, which is be consistent, you know, but like there are certain things which I don't agree with, which is like, oh, like it is obviously based on looks. You do have to have your thumbnails nice. You do have to like wear makeup and put your best self forward. But personally, like, nah, I don't like wearing makeup. I don't want to wear makeup every single time I do a video. Like this is how I look almost 99% of the time. It's funny because this morning I was so dressed up, and if I was smart, I would have done a video, this video, with all of my makeup on. But I'm just like, bro, like wearing makeup or being barefaced, I would be barefaced in 2 fucking seconds. Don't get me wrong. I like getting dressed up, but like not that much. All right, let's excuse my poorly organized room, but basically this is the new tripod that I got and it's actually awesome. So right now I have it just one level is up, but I could technically move it the same exact distance, so double this height, and it turns out to be almost as tall as me, which is like 5 feet, which is super tall, I know. In terms of this part, so I can now go like this. When I zoom in, I can see the cooking video and like the angles are significantly better. And I don't know why I didn't get it. I think in my head, I thought that tripods were super expensive, but this other tripod that I have is meant for a phone. But this is meant for like the camera, and it has a little, hold on, let me show you the camera. It has a little, kind of little clip here. Oh, I took off the clip, hold on. Okay, my bad. So this is my camera, which is the Canon EOS M50. And you can basically take off the lens. You could... you actually have to take off the lens to be able to put it away properly. But basically, I have this little gadget, which is this guy that's connected to this. So I screw this to the bottom of my camera, and I'm able to literally just plop it in there, lock it in place, and then I don't have to worry about anything falling off. It's actually so clutch. Like, I don't know why the fuck I didn't get this much sooner. But in terms of my actual camera setup, so let's switch it around. this angle. So in terms of my camera setup, it's like this. I have a neck strap that I wasn't originally using, but now I'm using it just because I want to make sure that my vlogging is a little bit more stable. But I also have the wrist strap that I bought a while ago, and I use both. So I will keep it like this, and just if I'm like, say I'm at a grocery store or I'm vlogging in public and I'm like constantly going to be turning it on and off, I'll keep it around my neck and I'll just put the lens cover on it so I'm not worried about like it hitting something. And then the back of it, I just keep it closed. All right, so next up, we're gonna just do a quick haul, which was $21.27 from the Dollarama. It was mainly stationery items. For example, this is a tape that I've been using to wrap Christmas gifts. It's from the dollar store, $1 each. I decided to just stock up on some extra just in case. I also got some gift tags. I normally don't buy these, but because there's so many gifts and there's so many multiple duplicate gifts, I just want to make sure that I gave the right one to the right person. And I bought an extra one and I can use that next year or share with my family. Most of these things we share with the family anyways, but I'm the one that buys it because they don't. Next up are just some random envelopes. These are just one of those things that it's on my list of things to buy, but I never buy it until I really need it. So this time when I was going to the store, I'm like, you know what, just buy these two things. It's only $3. The small ones are for money and the big ones are for just any personal letters or anything you want to do. Then I also wanted to get some printer paper. Again, I would have ideally liked to go to Staples or Walmart or buy it in bulk at somewhere like Costco, but because of the fact that I needed it in a crunch, I decided to just buy temporarily from the dollar store, and eventually I will go get it from somewhere else. Next up, just some gum, and last but not least, a different variation of pens. I never was obsessed with office supplies until I met Jasmine and VJ, but it really does make a difference and helps motivate you. So that was all from Dollarama. So next up is from Food Basics, and from Food Basics I just bought some stuff that I needed to make dessert, and then there's a few other things that were on sale, so I'm like, might as well buy it. So I bought this Betty Crocker cake mix, which was 99 cents each. I bought this whipping cream for the cheesecake, which was $1.99 for a small container, which was perfect. That's all we needed. Don't forget to check the expiry date on all dairy products. That's very important. Then last but not least, I bought Oreos, and that was regular price. Aside from that, that is more or less everything that I needed and bought from Food Basics and Dollarama. So enjoy the next part, which is actually making the cheesecake. Alright, so now we are going to go start the Oreo cheesecake. I kind of messed up a little because I didn't use the right pan, but I'll talk about that later. So these are all the ingredients. Obviously, we're going to need some Oreos for Oreo cheesecake. We are also going to need to crumble these Oreos. I actually did that ahead of time just to save a little bit of time. That's going to be used for the base, and we'll mix it with butter. Then we are going to use a stainless steel bowl, and we're going to use the same bowl that we crunched the Oreos in to make our whipping cream into stiff peaks. And the reason why is because we don't want to wash a million dishes. You also need a 1 cup measuring cup. And then you're going to need either a stand mixer, or you can be like me and use a hand mixer. Next up, like I mentioned, we're going to need some butter. It should be at room temperature just to make it easier to work with. And same thing with the cheesecake. Sorry, the cream cheese. We're going to need to have it at room temperature. It just makes it much easier to work with. And then last but not least, we are going to need some vanilla topping with a half a teaspoon measuring. Yeah, half a teaspoon measuring. Just kidding, there's still one more ingredient I forgot about, which is 3 tablespoons of icing sugar. So that, again, is an overview of all the ingredients that you need, along with a Corona. Next up, I'm just showing you the recipe that I'm using, which is from Cook and Share. It's a no-bake Oreo cheesecake recipe. It has very minimal ingredients, just like I went over, and I will have it in the description box for you. I am starting off by making the base, which is going to be the Oreo crumble and the butter. As you can see, my butter is not so pliable. You'll see soon when I try to make it into a batter, but if you melted it after you measured it, it probably would have been easier. I'm still kind of confused about grams when you're cooking, because like, what if it was in a solid state? What if it was melted? Is it going to be the same quantity? I don't think so, but I also wasn't very great at science and learning about math. So now I'm just giving you guys a look at what it looks like right before I start mixing it up. And I'm using my handy dandy spatula that I got. It's actually crazy how useful a spatula is, especially when I was folding in the whipping cream into the cream cheese batter. It was awesome. Okay, so now we get to the part that I consider the hardest part of this recipe, which is basically getting your whipping cream into stiff peaks. It actually took much less time than I anticipated, and I was just scrolling through my phone, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, or what it should look like at the end. And that's what it should look like. Next up, we're going to take a commercial break to have a deliciously delicious condensated Corona. If you'll see here, I'm going to show you how to open it with the back of a fork. I didn't exactly demonstrate how, but if you put a lime in it, have it extra cold, cheers me a quick one, you are definitely going to have a delicious baking experience. Cheers to the douchebags. Now I just took the whipped cream topping and I'm going to put it into the fridge just because I want it to stay cold for as long as possible. Alright, now we are getting to the final steps, which is basically dumping the rest of the ingredients and mixing it all up. I'm starting with the cream cheese, and then I'm going to add the confectioner sugar as soon as I clean as I go, 3 tablespoons worth. And then last but not least, I'm going to shake the vanilla as nice as possible, and I'm going to add half a teaspoon of that as well. Once that's done, you're going to see me start with the hand mixer to mix it up, switch to the spatula just to scrape all the stuff from the sides, and then use the hand mixer one last time. Once I'm done, I put it away forever. Here you're going to see me take the whipped topping out of the freezer and start folding it into the cream cheese mixture. And after that, I'm basically taking a few more Oreo pieces and I'm crumbling it and again adding it to the main mixture and folding it in. So this is the part where I feel I done goofed this recipe, and the reason why is because I could not find my spring form pan, and because this was such a small amount of batter, it would have been much nicer in terms of presentation if I had it in a circle non-stick spring form pan. It still worked like this, but it was very, very thin. So I'm just oiling up all the pieces of parchment paper that I'm using, and the reason why I'm using parchment paper is so that I can easily lift out the recipe, the cheesecake, from the pan and place it on a tray or a cake platter. Now what I'm doing is pushing the crumb topping into the bottom of the pan, and I have a bowl of water beside me so that in case my hands are sticky, I can just get it pliable again and keep patting it down. And that's what it should look like. Again, it would have been better in a different type of dish. Alright, now I'm just taking the whipped topping out of the fridge. I'm adding it to the pan with the crumble underneath, and all I'm going to do is smooth it out. And then in a few minutes you're going to see me show you what it looks like, which it looked awesome and it tasted even better. I unfortunately didn't have a final picture, but what I do now is crumble up a few more Oreos, just a little bit more, you know, more is more in this situation, and you're going to crumble it on top. Once we're done, you know, we have to take some pictures and some boomerangs for the gram. After that, you're going to see me use some saran wrap first, just to make sure that that looks delicious. So we're going to see me use some saran wrap to make sure that it's sealed properly. I do it on both sides, and once I'm done, I'm actually going to even cover it up with aluminum foil, and while I get ready, I'm going to leave it in the fridge to set. Anyways, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Mwah!